Good morning or afternoon, depending on the time zone you are joining us from today. This is Allison Narveson, Director of Marketing at Core BTS, and welcome to today's webinar, Spark Your Collaboration in the Cloud. We would like to make this an interactive session, so throughout our presentation, we encourage you to interact with us by typing questions and comments using the Q&A pane. We will be answering questions live during the event, and we'll leave time at the end as well. I would like to now introduce today's presenter, Lance Cunningham, Core BTS's National Director of Collaboration. We will spend the next 30 to 45 minutes presenting and then follow it up with some questions. Lance, I turn it over to you.
All right. Thank you, Allison, and thank you, everyone, for joining. We have a lot of content to cover today, so I'm going to get right into it. But here we're all here today to talk about Cisco Spark. And just to run through a quick basic agenda, we're going to talk a little bit about what Cisco Spark is, why Cisco Spark may be important to you, and then we'll talk about some of the main features of message, meeting, and call inside Cisco Spark, and the management of this solution, and then how to get started as well. So jumping right into it, what is Cisco Spark? In a nutshell, Cisco Spark is a complete business collaboration service from the Cisco Cloud that enables customers, meaning you, to message, meet, or call anyone, anywhere, and anytime. And Cisco Spark is hosted by Cisco in the Cisco Cloud, the same infrastructure that has brought the world WebEx over the years. It's leveraged to now deploy this new service, Cisco Spark. So it's a very robust enterprise-grade cloud service. And then it's delivered by Cisco partners like us, Core BTS. And so we can help you get set up on Cisco Spark with the various services that you may be interested. So taking this a little bit farther, as I mentioned a second ago, Spark is really made up of these three main components of message, meeting, and call. And so the Cisco Spark service is designed for customers of virtually any size who are looking for a mobile-first and cloud-delivered collaboration service. And whether or not you already have Cisco Call Manager on-prem or a different phone platform today, there are different ways of implementing Cisco Spark into an organization that has significant value, regardless of what you're using for phones. But obviously, the most rich integrated experience would be to leverage the Spark calling service. So we're going to go into each of these things, as I mentioned, in a little bit more detail later. But more holistically, from what Spark is it allows you to communicate where your work lives, which is literally these days everywhere, our mobile devices, our laptops, in the office, et cetera. And it also brings people together, not just the technology across your devices, but brings people together in new ways. And it brings teams together in a place that makes it easy to keep people and work connected. It instantly creates spaces called rooms. If you see here on the screenshots, a room is basically like a persistent chat room with a variety of people. It can be either one person or a group of people. And it can be people just inside your organization or people inside your organization as well as others. And you can have as many rooms as you want. And the idea here is that within these rooms, you're able to have conversations and share information with another person or a group to reach decisions faster. It's really a tool that helps organizations become more agile, reduces email fatigue, et cetera. So some of the key benefits of the solutions are they can increase productivity where your teamwork is streamlined and searchable in one place. Can build stronger relationships with messaging as the new baseline for business interactions. And it can allow you to be more efficient in meetings when the whole team is already caught up on the latest thinking, and more decisions can be made faster when you're just a tap away from anyone on any device because it's available across the variety of platforms, and being able to have that real-time or asynchronous communication continuously on any device and moving from device to device. The bottom line is, as it says here, less email, more agility equals better teamwork. And so that's the application itself, but then on top of that is the endpoints, which integrates Cisco voice and video phones as well as telepresence endpoints into the solution for a complete platform. And we'll go more into that in depth later. But going beyond the basic features of message, meeting, and call is this Cisco Spark is an open platform in the cloud that allows for additional enhancements and integration on top of the platform itself, integrating it with the PSTN for phone calls, both domestic as well as global long distance, integrating with other cloud services through APIs to have more rich interactions and automation of conversations inside the Spark application, as well as with Spark hybrid services, connecting the Spark cloud with your on-premise infrastructure, such as if you have Cisco Call Manager on-premise and having real deep integrations between the Spark application delivered from the cloud and your on-premise phone and video devices. Essentially, this platform allows you to be the innovator, as well as us, Core BTS, along with you to help with these types of customizations and integrations. The Spark platform itself, as you'll see, provides conferencing, voice search, basic self-search, but another organization solution called Truffle that was acquired by Cisco several months ago basically allows you to leverage these APIs and do some really rich, powerful things on top of it, such as click-to-dial and conditional dialing, recording, two-factor authentication, et cetera, and leveraging the APIs of the Spark platform to bring those things together. You can even do things like SMS text messaging integrated with Spark messaging as well. Overall, the concept here is simply communicate better. It's one service for one experience for every employee, from HD audio and video calling to conferencing, file sharing, one-on-one and team messaging in virtual rooms, whether it's on the mobile app or desk and room devices. So why Cisco Spark? The main thing about Cisco Spark is three big tenets here, and then we'll go into each a little bit more detail. Is one, it's simple, two, it's secure, and three, it's complete. So starting with simple, what makes it simple? Number one is it's intuitive and inclusive. Its user-focused design enables simple setup and administration, and integrated apps and endpoints enable simple user communications. Number two, it's always up to date. Never worry about upgrades. The Cisco Spark service is automatically updated, as most cloud services are, allowing you to focus on your business and not managing your infrastructure. And three, pay-as-you-go, grow. Simple pricing plans let you choose an affordable subscription that lets you start as where you are today, even if it's to augment an existing solution, and then grow into the solution with simple contract modifications as you grow into it or as your organization grows. Secure. So Cisco is well known as a leader in the security space, and this solution is no different. It has end-to-end security, enterprise-grade security. Everything from messaging to voice calls to video calls are encrypted and secured, both in transport and at rest. Robust hardware and software. We have the Cisco heritage of Cisco hardware, Cisco phones, Cisco telepresence endpoints that are integrated in this solution. And visibility and control. It's Cisco hosted, but you have customer access. You as a customer would have access into a management portal to manage your solution and create your own customizations. Complete. Number one, everyone productive. Whether you're at the headquarters or if you're at a satellite office or at the mobile, you have access to your collaboration tools at any time, anywhere, any context. And one great experience, whether you're at your desktop, in a conference room, or on your mobile device, it's a consistent experience across all those devices and all those different contexts. And then lastly, deep integrations. Simple escalations from voice to video, one-on-one messaging to group conversations, chat to call functions inside the Spark app. These are what unified collaboration is all about and what makes it valuable to organizations. So there are a couple different ways that organizations could adopt Spark. One is, organizations that are already collaboration ready, they maybe have Cisco Call Control and Jabber for messaging, but we can add Spark Message and Meeting to help make the organization more agile, create more of that team collaboration and communication in addition to the tools that are already there. I may have a key system or a legacy PBX that needs to be replaced, and that has kind of a disjointed experience. Well, Spark offers a scalable solution that could be your last ever upgrade, right? Maybe start with a couple phones and start moving users and groups and eventually eliminate that PBX or a combination of PBXs that you have at different sites into a single unified cloud solution. Or an ad hoc, starting out a new branch and you have maybe an on-premise phone system, whether that's Cisco or not, at the existing locations, but you're opening a small branch somewhere else and you need to get that up and running quickly, delivering Spark call services as well as the Spark solution in general can help tie that new branch to the headquarters in a quick and easy collaborative way. So the benefits of integrated communication is really around personal interactions, team interactions, and business interactions. So from a personal perspective, whether you're on the road, in the office, with a customer, you're able to join meetings and conversations from any device and collaborate with video anywhere, as well as seamlessly move from the mobile to the desktop or to a conference room device. The way Spark voice and video calling is integrated into these different solutions is you can start with a phone call on your mobile device, walk into a conference room, and without missing a beat, simply swipe on your mobile device and transition that call to the video endpoint or to the phone on your desk, right? You don't even have to put the call on hold and then pick it back up on your phone like you might be used to with some other integrated solutions. This is literally a swipe on the mobile device and moving that call to the video or voice device. And if you're doing voice only and then switch to a video device, it'll automatically start receiving and sending the video streams associated with that conversation. Team agility. Work is changing every day, and the need to become more agile is becoming more paramount to virtually every organization every day. We have teams that work across geographic boundaries, even just physical boundaries within a large building sometimes as well. But basically work goes through this process of creating a concept, goes through iterations, you have consensus meetings across the group, you rework it, you sign off, and then you implement it. And one of the things that Spark helps allow to happen within a team and an organization is to speed up this process by being able to have that conversation be fluid throughout this entire situation with members across these groups of individuals, teams, sponsors, and leadership being able to join and jump out of the conversation as needed. Business acceleration. This has to do with the simplicity of deploying Spark. Allows you to focus on your IT resources by leveraging the cloud. Allows you to provide business relevant services, provide technology that helps the business grow, and as well as move IT from being a cost center to a platform for innovation and growth. Spark can help improve company culture, allows your organization to work smarter with enabled individuals and agile teams, and allows people to work anywhere with common communications experience. And it's connected and creates engaged employees that then lead to satisfied employees as well as customers. It helps meet business demands in new ways, be more competitive by working smarter and faster, control costs without compromise by, again, leveraging the cloud and having a consistent cost structure as opposed to potentially the roller coaster of cost of maintaining on-premise infrastructure, and as well as maximize your limited resources inside your IT organization. So let's take a look at each of the Cisco Spark service, starting with message, right? So again, Spark Message is really built for teamwork. It's not only an enterprise-grade messaging application, but it enables teams to work together, sharing content, sharing desktops from any location and device seamlessly and persistently, and then expanding on that by leveraging integration tools, APIs, services, etc., to enhance the experience, integrate with other tools, as well as security and end-to-end encryption. One of the things that comes up a lot is, well, how's this different than Jabber or Skype for Business that have instant messaging capabilities? And really think about it this way: is there's instant messaging, which we've been used to using over the last decade or so, and now that's moving into things like enterprise messaging. And enterprise messaging is more persistent and includes file sharing and storage and the ability for teams to work together, where instant messaging is more one-to-one, ad hoc conversations that aren't meant to be persistent, right? So enterprise messaging is really kind of an evolution of instant messaging, more towards the team-enabled agile workplace that we're seeing out there these days. So in short, Spark is an easier way to get everyone together. So as you see here, we have a couple different images of Spark running on a mobile phone, and then over on the right is the desktop version. But you can simply start by collaborating with anyone by launching the Spark app and then signing in. And then you simply add an email address of someone that you want to communicate with. And if they already have a Spark account, that message will pop up in their Spark app in a notification on their phone saying that you started a room conversation with them, and they can start interacting with you. If they don't have an account, they will get an email invite from the Cisco Spark service asking them to go to ciscospark.com, set a password, and then they're able to download the application onto their desktop or onto their mobile device, or simply access Spark through a web browser and start communicating with you. So again, anyone with an email address is able to be invited to a Cisco Spark room. And once you're in, it allows you to work together in an unlimited amount of virtual rooms that are easily accessible, they're searchable, including the entire content, they're sortable. And then you can create teams and then rooms inside teams, right? So for example, in this picture, you have the early adopters team there, and then there are a couple different rooms below that, and you can choose to join different rooms to join the conversation around ACE collaborations there, or Teams feature, et cetera. And so people can opt in and opt out of those team rooms to join conversations for permanently or a limited amount of time, et cetera. It allows you to structure team collaboration for your work teams in a more structured way than traditional communication means have allowed. And then when we bring voice into the capability, you're able to make and receive voice and video calls inside the Spark application itself, regardless if you're a Spark call customer. Share your desktop and schedule as well as create meetings with team members directly inside the Spark app.
We have a question regarding the team piece, Lance.
Yes.
Someone asked, what control does a bank have over not sharing sensitive information with outside parties?
Oh, that's a great question. So number one, as I mentioned earlier, all content inside Spark is encrypted. So it's in transmission, in REST, et cetera. And then when you have a paid version of Spark, you are able to lock down specific rooms. So you can promote yourself or someone to be a moderator of a room, and then they can lock that room. And once locked, no one can add or remove members to that room except for that moderator. right? So therefore, you can guarantee that no one can accidentally get added to the room by someone else and be able to view that communication. So therefore, you can control that only people that are members of that room have access to that content. Okay? Let me know if that answered your question. If not, feel free to ask a follow-up. So again, Spark allows you to get work done faster. You can add files while mobile, whether it's from your Box app or your Dropbox or Google Drive or iCloud, et cetera, that you have installed on your mobile device, shares it in the room, and then other people in that room can simply click a one button to open, and then a second button they can open and preview and go through that file or download it to their mobile device or desktop. I mentioned earlier you can search across workspaces for people, content, or rooms at any time. And you can mention people. You're probably used to doing this in Twitter or Facebook, et cetera, by simply typing an @ symbol and then the name of the person. You can tag people so that you ensure that they get notified of the message that you posted, and it just helps bring additional attention. A user in Spark can click on a notifications button and it'll show all the message, or mentions button, I'm sorry, and it'll show all the messages that they were mentioned in directly so they can address those messages that are directly directed at them. Get to know, need to know info quickly. You can filter rooms by different categories. You can mark rooms as favorites, et cetera, to help zero in on the most important information when you're inside Spark. So how does Spark accelerate decision making? Well, let's walk through this a little bit, right? You start a meeting in your rooms for up to, you can start meetings inside a Spark room for up to 25 people. So if you have a room of 5 people or 100 people, right, you can click a button and it'll start a meeting, and then up to 25 people would be able to join that meeting at any one time and have an audio and video call discussion, and people can join and hop in and out of that video call if they're a member of that room during the length of the call as well. You can share your content, share your screen, both from from Windows and Mac desktop applications. You can also create a room after a WebEx meeting or an in-person meeting to help continue the conversation as well. And then you can take it with you, right? Move from desktop to mobile with one click and keep the call going, keep the discussion going, et cetera. And so we also have the ability to make Spark the place for all of your work. And so I'm going to talk about native integrations as well as app integration services, as well as Spark for developers. So native integrations, you can see there are a few integrations like with Instagram, GitHub, PagerDuty, Trello, Zendesk example. So let's take an example of Instagram. You could have it set up where every time you take a photo and it's published in Instagram, that is then published to a specific room, for example. Taking that a step further with app integration services with Built.io, Zapier, and IFTTT, you can create these own custom integrations. So, for example, I have a IFTTT integration called if then that. With a weather application, just a cloud WebEx or a weather service, that every day at 8 a.m. I get a Spark message telling me the weather for my home, right? So it'll tell me the weather forecast for the day, including the pollen count. So every morning at 8 a.m. I get a message with the weather for the day. Taking that a step further, Spark for developers, as I mentioned, it's an open platform with APIs, and besides these integrations that are readily available, you can create your own custom integrations and create new integrations that have never been done before by leveraging the APIs at developer.ciscospark.com. Business class security features, we talked about this a little bit already, so this is maybe a good enhancement to my answer to the question earlier. But encryption, it's end-to-end, encryption in the cloud, end-in-transit, and media encryption. As I mentioned, you can lock rooms at any time to moderate room and participants as well as content. And then IT management, you have a cloud, the admin of the organization can have a single pane of glass where they manage users, manage single sign-on integrations, directory sync integrations, as well as view analytics around utilization and how people are using it, how many rooms are being created each day, each week, how many files are being uploaded into rooms, etc. All right, so let's talk about meeting. We talked a little bit about it already, but we'll go into it in a little bit more depth. So Spark starts out with basic meetings, right? So if you go out to ciscospark.com and you get a free account, meaning you can log in and you can have chat conversations, that also comes with the ability to have a three-way voice and video call inside a Spark room. When you upgrade to a Spark subscription service, where you're paying for the service, that can expand to 25 participants per voice and video call or meeting, whatever you want to call it. So, so basic meetings really aren't that basic at all. They're rich voice and video calls with content sharing. You can see the participant list with names, as well as a video film strip of multiple participants in the call. And they're easy to join from anywhere, whether it's from the Spark mobile or desktop app, from a Cisco IP phone, registered to Spark, or a Spark room system, or as I mentioned earlier, there's also integrations of the Spark Cloud with on-premise Cisco Call Manager to have Cisco phones and Cisco video devices join those Spark meetings as well. In addition to basic meetings, there's also the ability as an add-on service for advanced meetings, which brings in the full power of WebEx, including WebEx Collaboration Meeting Rooms, or CMR, to have more rich meetings with things like polling and chat and recording, et cetera. So it basically moves the conversation from Spark to an actual WebEx meeting, which supports up to 200 participants per meeting, as well as 25 telepresence endpoints dialed in as well, telepresence/video conferencing endpoints. More on that in a minute. But again, anyone can join a meeting from anywhere, any phone or device using the WebEx meeting app, as well as third parties can join your meetings from telepresence, video conferencing devices, Skype for Business, etc. Any standards-based video endpoint can join a meeting. So again, all the capabilities of WebEx, everyone gets their own personal meeting room as well. So for example, mine is corbts.webex.com/meet/lance.cunningham. It's an always on, always available WebEx meeting room that I control. So if you go to that website and you click join my personal meeting room, I would get a notification saying that you've joined my personal meeting room, and then I can go there, open it up, and start having a discussion with you. Until I get there, it just sits there saying, you're basically sitting in Lance's personal room lobby, please wait until he gets here, and then you'd be able to use the WebEx meeting services, right? But inside WebEx Meeting Center, you have the ability to do markup tools, whiteboard, chat, you have the roster list with active speaker notification, and you have meeting moderation features in addition as well. And as mentioned earlier, you can record meetings, right? So inside the Spark itself, those 25 participant meetings that I mentioned earlier, there's not a recording function in that today. That is in the advanced meetings option with WebEx. So you can record meetings in WebEx, stores them as a standard MP4 file that can be shared directly online, downloaded and published to elsewhere, such as to YouTube or other media management platforms. The calendar service makes it simple to create meetings. In the past, sometimes it was challenging to maybe create a meeting inside Outlook, but then also include the virtual meeting information. WebEx Productivity and the tools made that one step simpler, but now this new calendar service makes it even simpler. Nothing to install as far as an application or plugin for Outlook or anything. You just simply put @WebEx in the location line, in the subject line, and it'll automatically include WebEx meeting information in the invite. If you put @Spark in that subject line as well, or instead, it will automatically create a Spark room with everybody that was on that invite. as well. So just, again, no need for Outlook plugins, and productivity is improved by streamlining this process. All right, Spark Room Systems. So Spark Room System is the ability to register a Cisco telepresence device to the Spark Cloud and be able to make video calls with that device without any on-premise infrastructure whatsoever. Now that started with the simple SX10 a couple months ago that you see in the top of the screen there, right? A really low-cost way to enable a small meeting space. But that has just recently been expanded to support the entire Cisco telepresence endpoint platform. So anything from the SX10 to the SX20 to the SX80 as far as custom integrations, or the all-in-one devices, which have become very popular because of the rich experience they create and the simplicity to install and deploy them, from the MX200, the 42-inch screen, all the way up to the MX800 dual 70-inch screens, including speaker track capability, is now supported inside as endpoints registered to the Cisco Spark Cloud for a monthly subscription fee. The other thing that is kind of a neat advantage of having your telepresence endpoints registered to the Cisco Spark Cloud is the integration of your mobile device with the telepresence device. So it allows you to pair your Spark app to a room system. So if you have Cisco Spark installed on your mobile device and you walk into a telepresence room, it'll automatically recognize, hey, Lance is in the room, or in this case, Adam McKenzie, and pop up your avatar image on the screen, and then immediately give you the ability to control that telepresence device from your Spark application. So joining Spark meetings on a Spark Room system, again, it's simple meeting access. You go into the room on your mobile device, and you can click a button to join that Spark Room meeting discussion from the video device instead of your mobile device. Allows you to have those rich face-to-face meetings, and then let's say you're there for a half an hour and then all of a sudden you got to go. You can, with a simple swipe of your mobile device, move that call from the telepresence device to your mobile device and continue the conversation without missing a single word. So let's talk about Spark Call. So Spark Call is a cloud-based phone system. Again, mobile first with the Spark app, but it also supports Cisco desktop phones and gives you that access of virtually anywhere. You can take a phone and plug it into your cable modem at home, and it'll register the Spark Cloud and allow you to start making phone calls, or to a branch office, etc. You can dial by directory, phone number, extension, etc. And it's a pretty rich feature set today. There's a lot more coming. I'm not going to read through all of these because we have kind of some limited time, but it has the basics, right now, from being able to do audio and video, as well as PSTN calling, call forward and transfer, do not disturb, directory dialing, E911 support, caller ID, etc. As well as from collaboration features, allows you to do those zero-touch meetings. I call Allison, for example, from my Spark phone and to her Spark phone, and she answers. And if we're both logged into Spark, it'll pop up our one-on-one Spark room and say, if you want to share your desktop, click this button, right? And so it's expanding our phone conversation into the collaboration tools automatically. Again, administrative features, end-user self-care. The admin can manage all of the phones, no matter where they're at, how many locations they're spread across, from a single cloud administration dashboard. And then you can also use the Spark app as a soft client. If you have a Cisco desk phone registered to Spark, you can also use the Spark app as your soft phone as well. Just simply click the calls button inside the Spark app, dial the number extension that you want to call, and the Spark app itself will make a voice and or video call. Or you can use a desk phone, right? So Cisco's latest generation of IP phones, the 7800 and 8800 series phones, are supported, including the 8845 and 65 video phone pictured here. So both voice-only phones as well as video phones, full feature phone feature support for intelligent proximity, USB analog headsets, as well as Wi-Fi support. So here real quick is the full line of Cisco desk phones supported today to meet a wide variety of needs, right? All the way from lobby and common areas to basic task workers, all the way up to managers and executives, as well as mobile workers, right, with the soft phone functionality as well. Intelligent proximity is a pretty cool feature that helps bridge that gap between the office and mobile communications. You pair your mobile phone with your desk phone via Bluetooth and allows you to place and receive calls from a mobile device using your desk phone, as well as shares all of your contacts and call history from your mobile phone with your desk phone seamlessly. And again, a little bit more about Spark Call Security. Security specifically around the Spark Call service. TLS encryption is used for both phone registration and call signaling. SRTP encryption for all audio and video streams. Voicemail messages are encrypted at rest, and all end-user administrative interfaces uses HTTPS encryption. So again, end-to-end encryption across the entire solution. So management. Cloud, as I mentioned earlier, there's a cloud collaboration management portal that allows you to manage the solution from users and user rights inside the Spark meeting app, access to the WebEx enhancement if you have the advanced meetings option, as well as managing phones, dial plan, even auto attendance and hunt groups as well, all managed from this single web interface, as well as you're able to see data as to how people are using it, right? So right in here it says there's, today in this instance, there's 159 calls, 356 conversations in Spark, and 160 megabytes of content shared. You're able to see your license consumption of how many are being used, and taking that a bit further, you can see in this one, for example, there are 189 active rooms inside your organizations that people are having conversations about. Tracks number of meetings per month, as well as you see there it's 2,105 meetings with 1,805 last month, tracks number of calls, et cetera. So you can get some statistics as to how people are using track adoption and manage other things such as single sign-on, directory sync, and then provisioning, control access, and role-based access inside this portal as well. So how do you get started? It's literally as easy as 1, 2, 3, and I'll walk you through what 1, 2, and 3 is. It's 1, you start with message and meeting. What level of message and meeting do you want? Do you want basic three-way party, audio and video, but to be able to control the moderate Spark rooms? Or do you want to expand that to 25 users per Spark meeting? Or do you also want advanced meetings with Cisco WebEx integrated into the solution as well? And then do you want call? Do you want to add phones to the solution or not? And if so, how many phones, how many users, et cetera? And then do you want to add video rooms to the solution as well? And if so, how many? And then it's just going into the collaboration dashboard and very simple configuration to bring them all together. And so these are the plans. Again, as simple as 1, 2, 3, you start with your message or meeting subscription, M1, M2, or M3. So M1 is that basic messaging, three-party video calling and screen sharing, and also the ability to moderate Spark rooms. M2 adds the ability to expand those inside Spark meetings to 25 users, and M3 adds in the full power of WebEx-powered meetings, including WebEx collaboration meeting rooms for video conferencing integration for a seamless, unified meeting platform. And then on top of each of that, you can add a phone, right? So, you know, in your organization, let's say your organization is 200 employees, just to keep it simple, and 50 of them simply need M1 with phones, and another 50 need M2 with phones, but then another 100 users really you want to have enabled with full WebEx, so you buy 100 of M3 with C3 calling as well, right? And then on top of that, separate, add on room registrations for telepresence devices, add in conference audio subscriptions for the WebEx portion of things. And you can also add additional centers now if you want. Comes with Meeting Center if you order the M3 or C3 package. But if you also need a single subscription for Event Center or Training Center, you can add that as well. So again, it's pretty simple. Covers these three services of message, meeting, and call. Really helps make your organization more agile, more collaborative, etc. And it's simple. Visit CiscoSpark.com today, sign up, send me a message, or also feel free to contact me or your core BTS account manager. We can set up 30 or 60-day risk-free trials of Spark, WebEx, as well as the phone service, right? So if you want to try a couple of phones, we can get you set up, ship a couple of phones out, get them configured and set up on the system, see how easy it is. And then at the end of 30 or 60 days, you can decide if it's not for you, simply slap on the return label, ship the phones back to Cisco, or click a button inside the cloud management portal and convert it to a paid subscription. We'll get notified. We'll send you a contract to solidify that and start the invoicing process. So again, I'm Lance Cunningham, National Director of Collaboration. At this point, I will take any questions if there are any.
Got one question. Does Spark replace, augment, or offer an alternative to Jabber? And we can unmute that participant if they'd like to discuss actively as well.
Absolutely.
So I'll unmute that participant here.
Sure. So in short, all of the above, potentially, depending on your organization's context. So for example, here at Core BTS, we run Jabber as well as Spark in parallel. And there are times when I use one or the other. So one of the things that is not necessarily including in enterprise messaging such as Spark is presence notification. There's some plans to implement some more presence-like features. I can see who's online and logged into Spark by seeing the person's icon inside the room, but it's not. There's no contextual presence saying where you can add the note of I'm in a meeting or I'm on a call, etc. yet. And so, as well as sometimes IM is good for that, just that real quick one-on-one, quick, I have a quick question, and I am someone, it does the screen pop kind of thing, right? So there is a little bit of an advantage there. So it absolutely can simply augment, but there are organizations who have moved entirely to enterprise messaging and leveraging Spark instead of Jabber or instead of Skype for Business, et cetera. So it all depends on how you want to use it, right? And that's one thing that we've talked about before on these webinars for collaboration from Core BTS is we really like to understand how people intend to use the technology so that we can make sure that we're aligning the right tool and the right fit for the organization or the right combination of tools to meet a variety of use cases. So let me know if that answers your question or if you have a follow-up.
Nope, that answered it. Thank you.
Cool. Any other questions?
Doesn't look like it. So if there's no more questions at this time, we'll officially conclude this webinar. So we thank you for joining us for the presentation today. The webinar will be posted to the Core YouTube page, and you'll also receive an email with a link to that YouTube page within the next 24 hours. If you have any questions, you can reach out directly to Lance, the marketing team at marketing.team@corebts.com, or your Core account manager. So thank you.
Excellent. Thank you, everyone.